Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Take 500, okay? Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of McNulty's Book Corral. I'm your host, Thomas McNulty. Hey, making these videos isn't easy, and we have a couple of false starts here and again. Now, today we're talking about new pulp fiction. New pulp fiction is a literary trend where modern writers such as myself are writing books that are in the style of the great adventure novels of the 30s and 40s that were popularized by the pulp fiction movement. So, with that said, let's jump right into some modern authors. These are contemporary authors, authors that I admire. And Cryptozoica by Mark Ellis, I think, is the sets the standard for all of the books we're going to talk about in new pulp fiction. Now, let's not get hung up on labels either. New pulp fiction is just a label. It's a convenient way of categorizing something. Cryptozoica is just a great science fiction novel. You can just say it's a great adventure novel. You don't have to say it's new pulp fiction. I just use that as a starting point because that's a real popular literary trend right now. Mark is a great writer. This is a great book, and this sets the standard for everything else. The artwork, the production, the typesetting, the overall design. This is really a well designed, beautifully designed book which includes interior illustrations by Jeff Slemons. I hope I pronounced that right. And I really hold this book in high regard. So if you get a chance, go on to Amazon, find that one by Mark. If you're looking up Mark's books, Mark is on Facebook, by the way. I've never met him. If I'm talking about an author I've met, I'll let you know. He lives in Ireland. He also has the Spur series out there, and I think there's a third one coming. So, great science fiction, great adventure novels. Mark is one of my favorite contemporary authors. He has a lot of other stuff out there. Check out Mark. Now, let's jump into some books by Airship 27. I want to mention Airship 27 because Ron Fortier is and Rob Davis are the head honchos behind that publishing firm, and I consider Airship 27 to be the number one new pulp fiction publisher in the United States today. They put out a wide variety of books. Ron has some out with the Captain Hazard series. He has, I think, 6 of these out right now. There's 5. I think the 6th is on its way. This is the latest, which is Captain Hazard Custer's Ghost. What a great book. Ron did these with some co-authors, including Martin Powell and Chester Hawkes, of course, originated the Captain Hazard character. And those are just a small sampling of the Airship 27 titles. Get on Amazon and check these books out. I really highly recommend them. They're a lot of fun. Some more recent ones. Here's a great one by Wayne Cary, Company of Shadows. Now, this is a modern Western about some reenactors. It has a supernatural slant to it. Really a riveting book. Highly recommended is Airship 27's Company of Shadows by Wayne Cary. You can't resist that. A great Western. Now, I hope you had a chance to look at my episode on Westerns. Here's a modern author, R.A. Jones. I've never met him. I've never met Wayne Cary either, but they're great authors. You know, it doesn't make any difference if I know them personally. This is really, Comanche Blood is just a fantastic modern Western. And by modern, I'm talking about by a modern author. It's a great book. It's a traditional Western, but it's just so beautifully written. Check this out as well. You got to dig that. Airship 27 also produces a series on the legendary historical figure Bass Reeves. So there are several authors involved in this collection, and if you get a chance, again, I'm promoting Airship 27 here. They're a lot of fun. As many of you know, I'm partial to Westerns, so get Comanche Blood and Bass Reeves from Airship 27. See what else Airship 27 has to offer. You won't be disappointed. Fill that spot on your bookcase right now. Go on to Amazon and order these books up. Come on, you guys. And full disclosure, I am one of Airship 27's authors, and my contribution, if you can call it that, is The Adventures of Captain Graves, and that is available on Amazon as well. I would be lax again if I didn't promote my own work. I'm not going to do it promoting my own work in every episode, but When applicable, I will do so. And there you go, Airship 27. So check out Airship 27. We're looking at contemporary authors. Here is a modern classic, Amaro by Charles Saunders. Look at that. What a great book. This is a book that is highly regarded by most everyone I've spoken with in the new Pulp Fiction community as well. They should speak highly of it. It's a masterpiece. And this is in print, and you can find it on Amazon. Check that out. Great book. And now, how about The Midnight Guardian, The Annihilation Machine? This is by John C. Bruning, and he has two books out featuring this character. This is the second one, and it's just as good as the first. Really fun material. Now, this book is a little longer than some of the other new pulp titles. We've talked about longer books before, but with the case of Mr. Bruning, I don't know him. He's done a fantastic job with these books. This is truly new Pulp Fiction. This represents what that's all about. I think it's just great. Really wonderful books, wonderful covers. There's a lot of good stuff out there if you're interested in new Pulp Fiction or modern adventure novels. Again, we don't want to get hung up on labels. Science fiction. I read this a couple years ago. Bobby Nash. I've never met Bobby yet. I really want to meet Bobby. This is a traditional science fiction. It's just riveting. It was so well done. Really enjoyed Earthstrike Agenda from Bobby Nash, and I can't recommend this enough. It's a great book. If you like Star Trek and Star Wars, you're going to like Earthstrike Agenda. Bobby has a lot of other books out there, too, that I'm recommending. So if you check out Bobby, you're going to find some great stuff. And then we have Mad Shadows by Joe Bonadonna. I do know Joe personally. He is a friend of mine. He's a great writer. I consider him to be one of the greats. He has a lot of other books out as well. There's a new edition of Mad Shadows on the market. I think it's slightly revised and expanded. So this is my, I know I talk about that a lot. Here's my signed copy from Joe. I love collecting signed books, and Mad Shadows is a great, great book. Really perfect Halloween material. We may talk about this again when we do an episode on scary books, okay? And finally, speaking of scary books by contemporary authors, Frank Schildiner. I've never met Frank. He has a couple of books about Frankenstein on the market. So these are great. Really imagistic, strong characters, good gothic mood. Classic horror film lovers will enjoy these books. I've never met Frank. I would like to shake his hand as well one day. So this is just a short little collection of modern books for you to look at and add to your collection. We're talking about new Pulp Fiction, classic, modern, contemporary authors who are putting out adventure novels and so forth. So check those out, and in the future we'll have a few more. In the meantime, thank you always for checking in. Stay healthy, stay happy, feed your brain, read a book.